Cancelled.
Schweezy.
From NBC News, Texas church apologizes for unauthorized Hamilton play comparing being gay to drug addiction.
What?
A church in Texas is apologizing for staging an unauthorized production of Hamilton and has agreed to pay damages for our actions. The apology was issued Tuesday by the Door Christian Fellowship Ministries in McAllen, Texas, nearly 3 weeks after the church produced and live-streamed a rendition of the Tony Award-winning musical Hamilton. The production appeared to implement script changes to include religious references and concluded with a sermon by a pastor comparing being gay to being addicted to alcohol or drugs. The unsigned statement was written in person at the church's pastor, Roman Gutierrez. On behalf of the Door Christian Fellowship McAllen Church, I would like to personally apologize to the creator of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda, the producers of Hamilton, and the numerous others who contributed their intellectual property to Hamilton for staging an unauthorized production of Hamilton that infringed on the rights and copyright of many. The statement posted on the church's Instagram account read, the statement also clarified that the church did not request or receive a license from the producers or creators of the official Hamilton production to stage, replicate, or alter any part of the show, a crucial step to avoid copyright infringement. We respect the copyrights of Hamilton's authors and contributors, the statement said. We acknowledge there are awful avenues to obtain a license to stage properties which we did not pursue, and it is never permissible to alter an artistic work such as Hamilton without legal permission. The church said it also did not seek prior permission to alter Lin-Manuel Miranda's work by changing the music, the lyrics, deleting songs, and adding dialogue. 2 weeks ago, Miranda expressed his gratitude to all of you who reached out about his illegal, unauthorized production. The Hamilton creator said, now lawyers do their work. Following the backlash, the church has agreed to never stage a performance of Hamilton again and to destroy all recordings and images of the unauthorized performances as well as its rehearsals, according to the statement. Lastly, we will pay damages for our actions, the church said, without specifying the amount. Representatives for Miranda in the official Hamilton production on Broadway told NBC News on Wednesday that all damages paid by the church will be donated to South Texas Equality Project, a coalition of organizations that support the advocate for the LGBTQ community in the Rio Grande Valley. So, very cool of Lin-Manuel Miranda. I know everyone's like, oh, he's cheesy. He's like, he can't sing. I'm like, I know those are true, but he made Tick, Tick, Boom. Well, he didn't really, write it. He directed Tick, Tick, Boom. One of the best fucking movie musicals ever. It's literally, it honestly is why I'm keeping, my Netflix account now. I remember a couple months ago, I said, Netflix is going to be no more soon. And I said that. And now I'm looking like, I don't think HBO Max is going to be any more soon. Jesus. They're fucking that shit up a lot. Anyways, though, first of all, fuck this church. Not for the copyright infringement. You're getting what you deserve. I don't need to do anything. But the whole point of... I know, I saw this on TikTok. It was called Scamilton, and we were all laughing at it. Were they good singers, you were asking me? No, they're not good singers. They were pretty fucking bad singers. The pastor comparing being gay to being addicted to alcohol and drugs. First of all, how wrong do you have to be for me to have to talk about it? It's like, being gay is just I don't know, it's like having feet, some people have feet, some people don't. That's a bad analogy. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Being gay is just, you're born that way, you grow up, your dick gets hard, and you're like, you know what? I'd like to fuck that guy in the ass, consensually, of course. That's what a normal person, consensually, of course. But then you're like, why are Christians so fucking, it's so weird they're against the whole gay shit. It's like, even a lot of people who study the shit out of the Bible, I'm going to keep my spiritual beliefs out of this, but I'm going to study the Bible. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok and stuff like that. I follow one guy. He's always giving some good takes. And he's like, yeah, I make it a point to make sure none of you know my actual religious beliefs. I'm like, very good. And he's like, they didn't keep this book in the Bible. And they're like, and he was like, yeah, well, that book isn't actually very good, there's not a lot of good credible sources to that book, and I think that's why I was not put in the Bible. That's why I wasn't put in the Bible. He's just straight to the point. I'm like, man, the reason why, credible sources. We don't know really who wrote it, and stuff like that. Hit the mic. This is a Hit the Mic podcast. So fuck this church. For that. Anyways, though, but then they decide. If to me, in my mind, because I know about how musicals work. I worked in musicals. One thing I know is like there's a lot of strict rules when you're doing just like high schools or colleges, when they, or even any other, just your community theater is going to do a production of insert your favorite show here. One thing I know about being in the band is that when you're done with the show, they're like, you have to erase any notes that you put in your music for the entire show, because it's very common if you're playing music, you're like, I'm not going to remember to do this every time, so I'm going to write it down. And most people are like, write down everything. I'm like, I'm not that R-worded Republican. Republican's the R-word. Remember what I said? And stuff like that. You're like, write this down. I'm like, I'm going to remember to do this. This is a very crucial thing to the music. I'm definitely going to remember I need to do this. But things I know I'm not going to forget, I'm like, I'm writing this down. That's how I went through music school. But I graduated, and I've been doing this forever now, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Maybe you should write everything down. Listen to your teachers, kids. Going back to it, with musicals, yeah, they have very strict rules. Like I said, you had to erase all your notes you put in for your music. I'm like, even when I get music that's been played before, I'm like, I don't mind someone else's notes in it. That's not a big deal. Like that. They're very strict like that. I do know for a fact that there is a rule or a law, or somehow show business have done this. It's with intellectual property in regards to this, that if the show is being played on Broadway or officially, whatever, no other place can do it. So like if a high school, like if it was Hamilton on Broadway, and then some schools like, we're going to do Hamilton this year, they cannot, because it's being put on Broadway. Therefore, it cannot be done at your shitty ass high school. It's just a general rule of that. So in my mind, I'm like, they're getting what they deserve. They're stupid. They're idiots. And I'm like, when I first saw that, I'm like, yeah, this church did a parody of Hamilton. I'm like, oh shit, they are going down. And Lin-Manuel is like it's very funny. Like you hear his comments. He's like, yeah, lawyers gonna do their things. Because like they know, like they just, because it's just a very clear statement that they fucked up in regards to this. Anyways, though, to quote one of my favorite bands and my high school crush, Haley Williams, that's what you get when you let your heart win. Whoa, I don't think that was the best one. I never meant to break, but I got him where I want him now. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, like someone there had women, like, we can't do this, right? We can't. I think you can perform a Hamilton song, that's just fucking whatever. Like, no one's gonna send a lawyer after you. They did like a full ass production of this, like the full ass production of this. This is why you shouldn't go to church. That's my rule. That's what I'm gonna say. This is why you shouldn't go to church. Hey there, you just checked out a highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you learned something and that you are now a smarter individual. Just so you know, we have full episodes and other many, many highlights available now. Click here for the next best thing that you can go check out as well. And make sure you press that subscribe button and press that notification bell. That way you get updated anytime we make a new post or anytime that we make a new highlight or full episode. So thank you. Honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.